all the iron-aged relationships are bondages. They are karmic bondages. Do you agree with that? All means all. Even those that you feel are sweet relationships in your life. Every relationship with human souls or matter or, the body, every relationship is basically a bondage. And I was just thinking about this thing. You see, some days back, I heard that a girl in the locality, she committed suicide. And her mother had come. She was a young girl. She was into her 12th and she committed suicide. And her mother had come to the center and she was telling me that there were 3 friends, and this girl was very close to one boy in the class, and she wanted attention from that boy. But this other girl, she made sure that she doesn't get close to that boy. And then she was the one having all the attention from that boy, the other one girl. So this girl, because she wanted attention so desperately, she tried many methods. But when they all failed, then there was something that boy said, and she got so affected that she committed suicide. Now just think about it, that people say human life is precious, and then think about ending it like this. So you see that today Baba says, nowadays we have many relationships, and you see with this social media and stuff, people are having random relationships. Yes, Facebook friends and this friend and that friend. And then there are relationships also, relationships by blood. And we have a lot of them right now. And Baba says all of these are basically karmic bondages. So when we look at this whole thing about karmic bondages, so we understand that from the copper age, when the vices enter, then we start acting upon those vices. We start choosing our actions motivated by those vices. And whenever we perform an action which is motivated by lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, whether it is a physical act, whether it is an act of thought or word, whenever we act under the influence of these vices, then it starts, it incurs a negative karmic account. So that is how we keep accumulating karmic bondage. And then those, whatever we get subsequently, whether it's the body, whether it's the relationships that we have, or the situations in our life, they are mostly a product of our karmic bondage. So they are a doorway through which those karmic bondages, those negative karmic accounts, they come up. Right? So Baba says that, and Baba also tells us today that Baba is wonderful and the knowledge is wonderful. And Baba says that in the world, people say that, 7 wonders of the world. But Baba says Ravan doesn't have any wonders. I am giving you the knowledge that is wonderful, and I am wonderful. And really, when you, I always think about knowledge as glasses, So, glasses that you wear on the eyes. And when you see through those glasses of knowledge, you see things very differently. And that's a wonderful glass to have. That's a wonderful, lens to have. To see through that lens and see everything differently is a wonder that Baba gives us. And when we see through the lens of knowledge, then you see the reality of all the relationships that we are in. And I would like to first talk about those relationships which feel sweet, they feel nice, they feel like, we are very blessed to have these relationships. So, because those are the most dangerous ones. So, when we have these relationships which make us feel like we are very lucky, very fortunate to have this person in my life and that person in my life. Now you see that apart from Baba, any person in our life, any human soul, they are basically vicious, right? And they are full of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And what they are supplying you, that which feels nice, is they are feeding your lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. Yes, so what is so nice about them? So, when your lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed is fed in a right measure and just like you like it, in consonance with your sanskar, then you like that recipe very much and you feel like this is a very good relationship. And but the thing is, when somebody is feeding your lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, then you understand that you are getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Yes, so do you realize that if somebody is, let's talk about attachment. You are attached to somebody and that somebody is also reciprocating equally. So they are saying the words you want to hear, they are behaving the way you want them to behave, they are doing exactly what you want them to do. And you don't even have to tell them, they can read your mind. So it's like you are in perfect consonance. And when you have this kind of a relationship, then mostly in the world people say that this is a very fortunate relationship to have. But if you look at it, what are you becoming in that relationship? It's not what you're getting, it's what you're becoming in that relationship. Are you becoming strong and powerful, or are you becoming weak and dependent? That's the question. Because you see, sometimes it feels so nice that it takes away this, it just takes away this awareness of what are we becoming in that relationship. And the thing is, every relationship is transient, and tomorrow when they are not there, or when you leave the body, or when they leave the body, or things change, then in your next birth, what are you going to enter as a very weak, dependent soul? And then what would be your reality? So this is something that we need to be very careful about, because sometimes, we get into this illusion that everything is great and going great and this person is so nice to me. But okay, they are very nice to you, but what are you becoming in their company? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And sometimes people leave us, or what we say is unfortunate in a relationship. But then ask yourself, did their leaving make you stronger, and did that leaving take you closer to God? If that did, then that leaving was a good thing and their staying wasn't. So when you look through the lens of Gyan, you see things very differently. And Baba says that every relationship is a karmic bondage. And when it is a karmic bondage, every relationship is making you more and more, weak day by day. They are encouraging you. In that company, you are losing your spiritual energy. Now, what we don't like about relationships is when relationships are sour and bitter. Yes, we don't like relationships that are sour and bitter. Now, what kind of relationships are sour and bitter? Those which do not feed our lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. Yes, which relationships do you not like? They are the ones who don't feed your lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. But if your purpose of life is to overcome lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, then you would look at them very differently. You would look at them as, the platform which drama has provided you to overcome your vices. So this is when you put on the lens of the glasses of knowledge. Otherwise, you look at them as bitter and sour relationships. Yeah, and you see, there was this one sister. She was, very newly married, and she said that I don't like my mother-in-law. So I said, why don't you like her? So she said, she's not that bad a person, but you see, I don't like getting up early. I don't like cooking. I don't like doing household work. And when she's around, you have to do all of this. And when she's not around, I and my husband order food from outside, or I wake up late, and all that is fine. So I said, in my opinion, you should always live with your mother-in-law. So she said, why? So I said, because she'll make you wake up early, she'll make you cook, she'll make you do things which is all good for you. Yes, so it's good that if you keep doing these things, then you will become, more and more powerful day by day. So because she was new in Gyan, she couldn't understand it right away. But slowly, gradually, when she undertook the course, she realized it. So sometimes you think that, the husband is very good because you can order food from outside. But why do you have to order food from outside and eat all that garbage? Why can't you cook at home? And why can't you, you can do that. But why, if somebody is not encouraging you to do that, that's not a good relationship. So a good relationship is where there is growth. A good relationship is where there is spiritual growth and maturity. And a bad relationship or a bondage is where you get weaker and weaker. Now the thing is, in these times, have you noticed that even if you have somebody around you who is encouraging you, or who is motivating you, or maybe forcing you to do something, right? So usually it is, we don't use the words they are encouraging me or they are inspiring me. We usually say they are forcing me. Why do we say they are forcing me? Because our sanskars are such that we don't see the good in anything. Our sanskars are such that whenever there is a push from the other end, we don't take it positively. We retaliate very strongly and negatively to it. So this is why, we call this a bondage. Now you see that any soul, I took the example of the mother-in-law earlier. So the mother-in-law is a soul, and she's asking the daughter-in-law to do things, but she's also an empty soul. So she's not doing it with love, or she's not doing it with that energy which makes her feel good. She's doing it with the energy which makes her feel forced and makes her feel burdened. Now, Baba, that is why Baba says that every relationship is a bondage these days. Because even those who encourage us, they don't have the love that has to be compiled with the encouragement. And sometimes you see, these days you see that whenever there are relationships, whether it's in the office, whether it's in the family, where someone experiences force, then they start feeling anxious with it. Why? Because that push that's coming from the other end is not making you feel motivated or inspired, it's making you feel anxious, because that's your sanskar and also their vibration. So, this is why Baba says, in this world right now, there are no good relationships, there are no relationships of upliftment, there are only relationships of bondages. Because even if you find somebody who is uplifting, so I remember there was this brother, he came some days back and he told me that I am a BK for 15 years, and my son is a very lazy person. My son doesn't get up early, he doesn't study, he doesn't do his work. And I have been trying to motivate him all the time by telling him, showing him my example also, that I am so disciplined and I am doing everything. But he is not improving. He is, in fact, he is hating me and Baba every day more and more. So he said, what am I doing wrong? So I said, you see, Baba shows so much patience and love to us. I said, can you claim that you show the same kind of patience and love to your child? So he said, no, but you see, I'm a parent, I have to be strict and I have to be like this and like that. So I said, but that is the thing, you see, you are still, even after 15 years of Gyan, you are not talking to that soul as a soul. You are still thinking, I am the father and he is the son. So where is the Gyan? And because you are in that awareness that I am the father, and fathers need to check these boxes and they need to be like this. So you're being strict, sometimes you're being forceful, sometimes you're being, you're even passing comments on him. So he said, yes, because that's what my father did to me. So I said, now that you have been in Gyan for 15 years, why don't you give the example of your Supreme Father and how he is sustaining you? Forget the paternal father, forget the father of the body. Whatever he did with you was due to his limited knowledge. But now that the Supreme Father is sustaining you, why don't you learn from him how to be a father? So he said that I never thought like that, and now my child is out of hand. So I'm even telling you, when people are in Gyan for very long also, when you don't imbibe Gyan, because what does Baba tell us? Baba tells us that I am the Supreme Father and every soul around you is a brother soul, and you have to give them what you receive from me. And what have I received from Baba? I have received unconditional acceptance and love. Have I not? Has Baba ever put you, has Baba ever put you in the courtroom and asked, how many murlis did you read and what did you do and why is there so little change in you? So Baba never questions us like that. He keeps giving, giving and giving, and that's why we change. So Baba says that even when we have Lokik relationships with BKs also. Even those are not perfect. Yes, maybe some amount of you imbibing gyan they do, but those relationships are also not perfect. And we don't evolve and grow, and we don't become spiritually charged with these relationships. And this is why Baba says that the only relationship that charges you is the one with Baba. And Baba has told us that now you have to become soul conscious. You have to know that you have only one relationship, that is with Baba, and with every other soul you just have a spiritual brotherly relationship. So this is something that we have to practice, and when we do that, then all our karmic bondages will end. Because when you have a relationship with somebody, you identify with them, you expect from them, only then can all the energy exchange happen, right? So why are we suffering in relationships? Because we are identifying with souls, we are identifying with their karmic bondages, and we are also suffering because we are expecting in those relationships. But once we understand that I have only one good relationship, that is with Baba, and all my expectations and identifications have to be with that one. Now, when I say you are identifying with them, what does it mean? It means that you want to be like them or you want them to be like you. So this is one big problem with relationships, and this is why expectations arise, because you're not able to accept the fact that they are different from you. So when you think about, so I know there is this one brother, his father is a very successful lawyer, and he's doing well for himself. He's working as a receptionist in a company, and he's doing well for himself, but he always feels that he's suffering because he couldn't match up to his father. So he told me that I always feel that it's a big shame that I'm not like my father, and my father also must be feeling ashamed of me. So I said, but you are a different soul and he's a different soul. So it's okay. You are following your heart. He's following his, or he's on his path. You're on his path. But you see how much suffering happens just by identifying with someone or something. And then with these expectations. So Baba says that the only relationship you have is with me, and you identify with me, you are like me. And start seeing yourself as my child and in the embodiment of my virtues and my powers. And Baba says, if you want to become like me, you can. You cannot, maybe you are not able to become a good doctor or a good lawyer, but you can definitely become a pure soul like me. And Baba says, have all relationships with me, remember me, become like me, and with everybody else have an indirect relationship. Know that this is also Baba's child and a unique child on their own journey, and you have an indirect brotherly spiritual relationship with them. So Baba says, this is something to understand in Sangam Yuga. Also, you see, with the body, I would also ask you to look at this thing with the body. So what does the body like? The body likes rest. The body doesn't like to work. So you see, everything that the body likes is not good for you. Yes, so you think about the tongue. What does the tongue like? The tongue doesn't like sattvic food. The tongue likes all the stuff that's not good for you. What does the ear like? So the ears like to listen to all the vicious stuff around you. They want to listen to gossip. They want to listen to other stuff. Because you see, as is the soul, so are the organs of the body. So when the soul is impure, even the body is an instrument for Maya. Yes, so Baba says that you must also look at the body very dispassionately and not give in to the demands of the sense organs. You must understand that even if your tongue likes it, or your ears like it, or your eyes like it, you don't have to cross the line of Srimat to feed the organs of your body, because this is also Maya. So Baba says that everything that you have right now is because of karmic bondage, and everything is working against your spiritual growth. And if you listen to anything around you, if you listen to your sanskars that are asking you to listen to your body, or you listen to, or you start listening to the vicious souls around you with whom you have identified, then they will pull you down. Yes, and I remember there was this one brother, he used to, when his wife became a BK, every day he used to tell her, why do you get up at 4? I feel very tensed that you're getting up at 4 and you will fall sick, and I have procured all the means of comfort for you, and what is the need for you to torture yourself, and what have I not given you that you have to get up at 4, and I don't know what are you doing, is there some trouble in your life, tell me, I'll solve it. And he would just sit and cry in front of her and say that just stop getting up at 4 in the morning, it feels like I've not given you anything in life. And this Mata, she used to say, I feel so pathetic when he cries like this. And she said, can I just switch the time of Amrit Vela to 5 or 5:30? So you see, this is how it is. So even if people claim to be in love with you, they are not knowledgeful or loveful or powerful or blissful or especially knowledgeful. They are not knowledgeful, and in their ignorance, the things they ask you to do in love are actually hurting you. Yes, and I will also give you another example. There is this girl, she has acute pain in the body, and that pain is not physical, that pain is psychological. It's called fibromyalgia, and it's a psychological pain that you feel in the body. So this girl, she cannot get up from the bed because she feels this sensation of pain. And what her mother does is, right from morning till night, she gives her everything on the bed, and she insists that don't get up from the bed because you will feel pain. But because of that, her bones, her muscles are all giving up, because she's not even making an effort to get up from the bed. Now you see, when you talk to the mother, she says, it aches my heart to see that when she tries to stand up or when she tries to walk, she experiences pain. And I can't see that, so I give her everything on the bed, and I feel that she's resting, and that's good. But I told her that the doctors are saying that she needs to get up and she needs to move. So she said, it's okay, the doctors don't know how much pain she is in. So you see that sometimes, because souls are so lacking in knowledge, they don't understand what is good for your physical health, what is good for your spiritual health. And although they claim that they love you, the love of an ignorant soul will drown you. So if somebody loves you very much and you are also attached to them, but they are ignorant, they don't have knowledge, then all the things they will encourage you to do will actually end you up in trouble. So Baba that's why says that I am the knowledgeful one, I am the ocean of love, because blind love doesn't, that's why you see we always use this expression, fall in love. Have you seen? It's very interesting. In the world they say fall in love, and that's true, because whenever you are attached to a vicious soul, all you do is fall. So everybody is falling in love, and Baba says that I am the only one who makes you rise in love, because I am not only loveful but also knowledgeful. So do you like the knowledgeful love of Baba, or do you like the vicious love of souls? And Baba says that if you break away from the vicious love of souls, then you can have love in your heart for one Baba, and you can follow Baba's Shrimat and uplift yourself. So this is something. And then I like the slogan very much. Baba says that true introversion or antarmukta is when you have man ka maun, when your mind is also silent. Yes, so that is true introversion, and your mind is free from waste thoughts. Now you see, whenever our man and buddhi are not anchored within, then where are they? They are roaming outside. Yes, they are all scattered everywhere. So people say scattered mind. So your mind and buddhi are scattered everywhere. And the man and buddhi are so absorbing in nature. So they are like this, this, what do you say, that paper, blotting paper. They're like the blotting paper. They absorb everything from the outside world and bring inside. And whatever you see, hear, vibrations around you, they are picking on everything. And have you seen that sometimes you are not participating in a scene, maybe you are in a traffic, and you're not even participating in the traffic, you're not thinking about it consciously. But when you sleep in the night, you get a dream about that traffic. You get a dream about whatever was happening in that traffic. And you feel so confused that you are not even paying attention. But the thing is, whether you pay attention or not, your man and buddhi are like a blotting paper. They are absorbing everything from the outside world and bringing it inside. And then what happens is, your mind thinks by association. So already there is a whole, network of garbage inside you, and that whole thing, that whatever you're carrying in your subconscious mind, it starts getting triggered through these new information, and a lot of wasteful thoughts and feelings, they start emerging. And all day you see, why do we feel so drained even when we are not consciously doing anything? Because all this mechanism is going on. So if you don't want your man and buddhi to suck things from outside, and then because of the law of association, there's a medley going on inside, and then there is this waste thoughts and feelings coming up all the time. So what you have to do is pay attention and anchor your man and buddhi within. Now, when we say within, so inside and up is the same thing. So you see, when you go inside, you go to the other dimension. So when you're soul conscious, then that soul consciousness opens the door to Baba it opens the door to the three worlds. It opens the door to your Satyugi remembrance. So, Man Manabhav Madhyaji Bhava, start from soul consciousness. So, when you are soul conscious, when you are Antarmukhi, then the next stage is you remember Baba, you remember your sweet home, you remember your sweet Rajdhani, your kingdom. So, Baba says that keep very consciously, keep your man and buddhi engaged in the remembrance of Baba and the remembrance of your sweet home and sweet new world. Because if you don't do that, then don't think that the man and buddhi is just harmlessly roaming around. No, they are not harmless. They keep doing a lot of damage. And these days you see people out of ignorance, they are trying to distract themselves. And because you want to distract yourself, you are consciously anchoring your man and buddhi into a deadly mix of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, because all the content that people are watching is a deadly mix of these 5 vices. And when you are anchoring your man and buddhi into it, then think about the kind of associations you are triggering inside yourself, and then the waste and the negativity that is fuming up because of that. So Baba says that one needs to be very careful about this thing, and only that one who has been able to overcome wasteful thoughts by anchoring the man and buddhi within can be given the title of Antarmukhi. And in Hindi we say Antarmukhi Sada Sukhi. So the one who is entitled to everlasting happiness is the Antarmukhi, and that can only happen when you do Antarmukta in the right way. Okay, Om Shanti.